What's up, Airsofters? You know, it's no secret that I'm a huge fan of the HK416. To the casual observer, it may seem just like any other AR-15 or M4 platform, but the subtle differences in the receiver height due to the replication of the real 416's gas piston system, the signature keyed handguard and receiver interface, and the chunky utilitarian handguard make for a very striking and, in my opinion, extremely cool-looking rifle system that stands out time and time again in a sea of AR-based platforms. This HK416 I have in front of me may also look to you like several of the other existing options in the airsoft market for this particular model. But this, my friends, this is all new, and not just because it's an HK416 A5. This is the all-new, fully licensed HK416 A5 ERG AEG rifle from Umarex and KWA. Now let's get this out of the way right at the front before diving into the externals. This is an ERG, which stands for Electric Recoil Gun, which means you get all of the recoil goodness with a reliable electronic AEG as opposed to a gas system. But we'll get back to that in a bit. Let's talk about what we can see externally. At the center of the action, we've got a heavy-duty metal receiver and handguard with a weather-resistant powder-coated finish. In addition to the fully licensed H&K trademarks, you'll find that this HK416 A5 receiver has ambidextrous controls, like the fire selector, magazine, and bolt release. The receiver, like I mentioned in the intro, is a bit taller than your average AR-15 setup, as this ERG perfectly replicates the real HK416 A5 receiver, which needs that extra height for its gas piston system. The top of the receiver is finished with an M1913 Picatinny rail, which extends beautifully into the full metal, true to real HK416 A5 handguard. Also perfectly replicated here is the keyed portion at the interface between the two, locking them together and preventing rotation of that handguard. Up front, we've also got the HK416 A5 adjustable gas block and a barrel-mounted flip-up sight post, front sight post. There's also a removable HK A5 style rear sight, which I've removed in place, or so that I could place this Elk Inspector DR. Because I wanted an equally chunky sight to pair with this chunky HK416 A5 ERG. It's quite hefty. Now out back, the HK designed updates to the 416 platform continue with the updated castle nut and the slimline H&K licensed telescoping stock. I do find that the slimline stock is more ergonomically comfortable compared to the original stocks that came on earlier 416 models. And I appreciate that despite the ERG system taking up most of the space in the buffer tube, there's still a battery compartment located in the rear underneath the extended stock pad. Speaking of ergonomics, I've always loved the HK ergonomic pistol grip, and this motor grip is able to achieve a more vertical, comfortable angle without sacrificing motor engagement. I also loved that the mock bolt locks back for easy hop-up adjustments and releases with a press of either side of the functional bolt releases on either side. Words. Internally is where this all-new HK416 A5 ERG AEG rifle from Umarex and KWA really starts to get interesting. When it comes to the ultimate realism in airsoft, there's one feature that really sets certain platforms head and shoulders above the rest, and that is simulated recoil. KWA's ERG enhanced gearbox with their kinetic feedback system does exactly that. It provides functional, realistic recoil without any of the traditional drawbacks that a gas system might have, like temperature sensitivity, cooldown of magazines, and being able to keep up on an airsoft field due to limited magazine capacity. That's the biggest limiting factor for gas guns in a competitive environment. This system differs from a standard version 2 gearbox that you might find in a typical M4 AEG in that the rear of the gearbox is designed to pair with a system-specific recoil weight, which is housed in the buffer tube and is actuated by the cycling of the piston assembly inside the gearbox. The movement of that weight when the AEG cycles is what gives you that incredibly simulated recoil. Add to that functionality the ability to quickly change your FPS thanks to KWA's quick change spring system, and the increased performance and cycling rate thanks to KWA's high-speed gear set, and you've got a recipe for amazing realism and performance in a gorgeous package. Topping off this set of internals is the 1-2 punch of their magazine and auto cutoff system. The system is designed so that when paired with the ERG magazine, of course this is a base, but there is an ERG magazine. Matter of fact, The system is designed so that when paired with the ERG magazines, the AEG will stop firing after the last round when the follower sticks up like so, prompting you to reload and then hit one of the ambidextrous bolt releases, further enhancing and simulating that realism. Additionally, these ERG magazines are capable of a full 120 round capacity, or if you're going for ultimate realism, limited to just 30 rounds with the same magazine. All it takes is a flip of the little switch at the bottom. So, no longer limited by round count when compared to gas versions that also give you recoil. That is a huge step forward. So, if you're a huge fan of the 416 and you want all of that realistic feel of simulated recoil without all of the potential shortcomings of a gas system and all of the reliability and benefits of being an AEG, the all-new KWA and Umarex licensed HK416 A5 ERG is the one to get. Check it out on our website right here at Evike.com.